Hi folks, welcome back. Happy Friday. The link for this article will be in the description as usual. It's by Bradley Jolly. Okay, so here we go. Madeleine McCann. Met Police ask for more funding to keep search going. Oh, is that right? Scotland Yard and the Metropolitan Police feel the Madeleine McCann hunt is worth continuing 12 years after she vanished in Portugal. They found absolutely nothing so far. So what's changed? Has something materially changed? I don't think so, sir. Metropolitan Police have asked the Home Office for around 300 grand. They shouldn't be getting that. Madeleine McCann and Madeleine McCann's parents have got a lot of money out of this. They could put the money up, no problem for it. All their mortgages are all paid off. They're living in the lap of luxury now. Strange that, isn't it? You know? They have no shame. Especially Jerry. The current funding from the government is about to run out, but the injection is set to give the family fresh hope. We should be objecting to this. The Madeleine McCann investigation was scaled down in 2015, but since then a small group of authorities in both UK and England have reportedly been exploring one final theory in the case. Is that right? One final theory. So it's a final theory. Hi, Madeleine. Look at this. Great news for Madeleine McCann's parents, because as each period of funding comes to an end, they must fear Scotland Yard is about to pull the plug. Martin Brunt, Sky News crime correspondent, told the channel, clearly Scotland Yard feel it's worth continuing. Now see, Martin Brunt has been involved in this story since the beginning. Martin Brunt is an intelligence asset who was planted into this story. But if you're interested and intrigued by what I just said, you should look at a guy's channel called Richard Hall, and he's done some really good investigations into the Madeleine McCann issue, and has come up with quite a credible story. And Martin Brunt is at the heart of it, and here Martin Brunt is again. So he's been in it from the beginning, and here he is all the way through, all the decade, all those years, to this article in the Mirror online. Do you think that's a coincidence, folks? Do you? So let's move on. But clearly officers feel it's worth carrying on with this investigation. You know, senior officers, there was a senior officer that would have took on this case, but just before, and he was asked, I think, to take on the case, but just before he accepted it, he got a phone call from some people in the intelligence community and friends of his, and they advised him to stay away from it because it was going nowhere. No, this investigation will never ever go anywhere because the fix was in for this couple. Alright? This couple had, look, see if your child goes missing. The authorities get involved, but what you don't get is the Prime Minister's media consultant taking care of the media for you and handling the media for you, because that's what that was. That's handling the media, keeping the media at arm's length. This couple here never cried a tear in any of the interviews. Have you never noticed that? They show no feelings. Especially this person here, this man. I remember this man saying deadpan to a reporter that had said and had questioned the fact that cadaver dogs that pick up the scent of death, had repeatedly signalled there was a problem in their apartment. And do you know what that man said? Well, Why don't you ask the dog then? Deadpan, just like that face there, you know. There'll be no forgiveness for this couple. It doesn't matter if you go to have an audience with the Pope. It doesn't matter what you think. There will be no forgiveness for you until you actually tell the truth. In my opinion, what that couple are really concerned about is maintaining the relationship with the other individuals that were on holiday with them at that particular time, because that's the weak part of it all. Those other individuals that may have an inkling as to what happened, and they themselves are implicated now in it, but they could have a change in their conscience, you know, and come forward with some new evidence. And I think that's what ultimately will bring this couple down. The intelligence community are really involved in this through guys like Martin Brunt. They do not want anything to come out about this. You know, what the fate of that wee girl was, we are not 100% sure, but that couple are not being completely honest. And they have never, as I say, shown any emotion, ever, in any of the televised interviews. I remember them holding up a little pair of pyjamas, and this guy is just looking over her shoulder at the guy that's handling the press to take instructions. Yeah, you thought you were cool, Jerry, but we all know, right, that you've got some other involvement in this. Don't believe you at all, and hopefully you'll spend your later years in a prison cell. So anyway, folks, you can kind of tell I don't believe this story that these people hear. I mean, remember, they left their children alone. These aren't particularly good parents, you know. Good parents don't leave their children. The majority of you that are listening to this wouldn't leave your children and go and get your dinner somewhere, and then, of course, they tell you, but we could see we were checking every 5 minutes. It doesn't make any difference. People don't do things like that. But that whole group of friends did that regularly, and that's why they all stick together, because they are all guilty of neglect. I mean, some girl for Castlemilk would get done for that, but this individual here, because she's a doctor, is treated different. Well, if there is any justice in heaven, Mrs. McCann, you'll burn in hell. Anyway, folks, if you like the content, maybe think about subscribing and giving me a wee like. It is what it is. Peace out.